What's good? What's going on? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, coming to you via the YouTube airways. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sap. And today, man, we got some breaking news out of Boulder, Colorado. But when you come across this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you'll know every time Simply Ball Dropping drops another hot banger. And if this is your first time coming across the channel and you're new to this platform, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, post your comments, share the video out, give the video a thumbs up. I see everybody in the comment section, hashtag salute. And you know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Well, today's show, man, let's get right off into it, man. Deion Sanders is steadily working the transfer portal. Now, you know, Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh, they was over in Paris, France at the Louis Vuitton Fashion Show week. And a lot of people was posting comments talking about, you know, showing favoritism because he let his sons go over to Paris and participate in the fashion week instead of being in Boulder, Colorado with the team, you know, joining them with the first team meeting and things like that. Yeah, I know basically people saying Deion was showing favoritism to his sons, letting them go out and do them things. But, you know, it's the off season. And, you know, these guys are getting prepared, you know, relaxing before they have to get back on the grind and get back in the books and knuckle down and then, you know, get their bodies back in shape and get in that weight room. And, you know, y'all will all get all the footage from Well Off Media. So y'all go follow Well Off Media. They're doing a great job keeping us abreast of everything that's going on with the Colorado Buffaloes, especially with Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh Sanders and even Coach Prime. But Coach Prime is steadily working the phone lines. So what did Coach Prime do now? Coach Prime has landed his 23rd recruit out of the transfer portal in Herman Smith III. Now, you guys, if y'all remember Herman Smith III, he played with Deion Sanders down there in Jackson State. And he was a wide receiver, and he played in the secondary. He was paired up with Travis Hunter, Roger Silman Craig, and Shiloh Sanders. So that backfield at Jackson State in that secondary, you know what they brought. Jackson State, you know, had a stellar record over the 3 years Deion was there. I think they ran like 25-6 or 26-4. Coach Prime, you know, he has a great impact on these kids. And a lot of these people that are jumping in these transfer portals, they want to play with Coach Prime. So what did Coach Prime do? He landed himself another solid piece on that defense in the secondary. He's a hard-hitting safety, just like, you know, Shiloh Sanders. And he jumped in the transfer portal. And, you know, Deion Sanders, you know, he's Boulder bound. So basically, you know, Herman Smith III, he made it official. And he announced he will be Boulder bound next season. The former Idaho State defensive back rejoins Deion Sanders and his staff after being together at Jackson State 2 years ago. He becomes the 23rd player to come into CU via the transfer portal. Now, this guy, he stands 6 foot. He's 200 pounds. He's a safety. He was originally a 3-star recruit from San Diego Lincoln High School in 2021 class. Smith decided to commit to Jackson State University over 12 Power 5 schools. He racked up 30 tackles, 2 PDUs, and a sack and an interception in 13 games over the past, 2 years. Another athlete with a two-way background, excelling at wide receiver and defensive back. He will reunite in the secondary with Cameron Silman Craig and Shiloh Sanders and Travis Hunter. Now, that's a great pickup. And then, he went on to say, "Those guys are my brothers," Smith said. "We encourage each other and we build on one another. But I just got to keep my A game strong at every moment." Smith will have a change of scenery coming from Idaho State, because after he left Jackson State, when Deion Sanders left, he transferred to Idaho State. He was coached by former Colorado standout Cody Hawkins, who left Boulder as the all-time leading passer before Sifo Lafuo shattered majority of his records. However, he's back with a familiar cast and staff who are ready to hit the ground and running. And then also he said, it's definitely going to be a shift in gears, but I'm ready to compete. And he also said, I'm glad to be back with some of my former coaches and teammates. I'm just ready to show up, show out, and prove a lot of people wrong. Now, Smith becomes the 30th player to commit to Colorado's 2024 Combine class, which is ranked 21st overall according to 24/7 Sports. He's the 13th addition to the Buffalo's defense on the books for next year. So Deion Sanders, man, he is steadily working the transfer portal. Now, you know, a lot of cats have made it abundantly clear, especially, you know, Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback, that all the guys from Alabama that are jumping in this transfer portal, you know, he's saying, yeah, y'all come to Boulder, man. We can build something special, man. So, you know, these guys are back down in Boulder. They're getting their workouts in, and, you know, they're getting prepared for the up-and-coming season. But it's a long way out. But these guys are, you know, locked in. And a lot of guys that are on the Colorado roster, you know, they're on vacation right now, but they all will be back in Boulder sometime soon to get themselves in condition. You know, that fall ball is coming up. So, you know, it's a fact that Deion Sanders is still working the phone lines. You know, he's still trying to bring these recruits over from Alabama. Now, you know, Alabama, you know, these guys have jumped in the transfer portal after Nick Saban has retired. Like I've stated, it's a trickle-down effect. But what Colorado is doing, man, quiet as kept, man. They building something special, man. The players that they have recruited and the guys that are committed, this roster is going to look totally different from last year. Now, we all know what Deion Sanders said, that he was 6 to 8 players away from turning the program around the way he wants to turn the program around. And with these guys that are jumping in the transfer portal and the guys that have committed to Colorado and the guys that have signed, it's some big names that Colorado has added to their program, and it's going to be something special. And I know a lot of people are looking forward for this 2024 season. And my thing is, with the skilled players that they brought in, some of the hard-hitting linebackers, the defensive ends, the defensive tackles that they brought on the defensive side of the ball, because the defense really, you know, it was a good defense, but the defense was on the field too long, and they were just getting more wore down. But you got the likes of the hard-hitting, you know, Shiloh Sanders, you got the two-way talent, and Travis Hunter. And like I said, I'm looking for a breakout season for Cormani McClain. And Cormani McClain has posted on his social media that he's been working with Travis Hunter. And he said Travis Hunter is mentoring him. So that combination alone is dangerous. They could be two lockdown corners on both sides of the field. One on the right side, one on the left side. Then you got the hard-hitting, you know, Shiloh Sanders, you know, anchoring that defense in the backfield. They brought in them linebackers. And, you know, Jalen Wester, he's going to pay big dividends. And then also on the offensive side of the ball, we ain't even talking about how they retooled that offensive line. They went out there and got the big fish and Jordan Seaton. So Deion Sanders, man, he is making major news in the transfer portal. And the crazy thing about it is, you know, the coaching staff, man, he's building a great coaching staff. But like he said, for the defensive coordinator and the defensive line coach, he's not going to rush it. He's going to get the right person in there. And there's reports out there that, you know, they're looking in the history of Warren Sapp. And I think that's a holdup on bringing him onto the staff, because the reports was out there that Warren Sapp was a lock to be the defensive lines coach after he got his degree. But, you know, the talks have stalled. So Deion Sanders had a meeting with the coaches to let them know that, you know, he's proud of them. He likes to upgrade in Pat Shurmur for the offensive coordinator. But the thing about it is, you got to get that defensive coordinator in there. Got to get that defensive coordinator in there. You got a solid offensive coordinator, but on the offensive side of the ball, like Jordan Seaton said, working with Phil Ledhold, you know, that is a major upgrade. And you saw what Jordan Seaton did in that all-star game, man. So the big guy that stands 6'5", 290 pounds with a 7-foot wingspan, he's paying dividends, and a lot of people are watching. So it's going to be interesting, man, when this upcoming season, you know, comes together and they put all the pieces together and these guys get to work under the tutelage of Coach Prime, it's going to be something special. Like I've always say, Colorado is trending in the right direction. They're trending in the right direction. So guys, let me know what you think down in the comments section. Make sure you post a comment. Make sure you share the video out. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K. Sapp. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
Another one.